Well, here's hopefully one of the last big projects to finish on this. Alright, in this video, we're going to tackle the oil cooler in my 2014 Jeep Wrangler. It has a 3.6 liter, and they are commonly known to fail. And I have delayed putting it off for a long time, and last week I was supposed to do it, but I got sick. So now I'm going to tackle it because I have something else that's coming in, something new, and I need to take care of this first. So I did pick up is an all aluminum oil cooler. I'm actually going to swap out the sensors from the factory, and it did come with new gaskets, but I'm also going to swap those out with some brand name gaskets that I got. It's not that I don't trust the gaskets I got with the kit, it's just that hopefully I don't want to go back in and do it twice. I will drain a little bit of the radiator, and of course because I got the anti-rock on there, I'm going to have to pull the grill off, which is kind of a pain. I know you don't have to. You can pinch off the hose, but ideally I want to have as little mess as possible for as little contamination. Wonder how long this job will take to get that oil cooler out. As you can see, she's buried right down there in the gallery. Lots of people don't disconnect the batteries. It's not that you have to. It's just that it makes things safer. I like to stick some rags underneath the terminals as well, just so that they can't keep generating power. So I'll try to get in there so you can see. There's where the radiator drain is, and if you got big mitts, you can't get your big mitts in if you got the anti-rock, because that bar goes down through there. That was definitely a waste of time. All I did was end up just making a mess. I'm gonna have to go buy some more coolant now. Clamp right there. I got a hose on the air box. I'm gonna take this one off. There's supposed to be two, but one's missing. And then there's an intake air temperature sensor underneath. So there's this hose right there. Right down there. It's disconnected. Pull off this hose, and I'm gonna pull the whole airbox assembly right out. For the upper intake, we got some hoses, vent line, disconnect the electrical. There's a couple bolts for bracket there, the vacuum breather hose. This one here is a little too big. I'm not actually able to get in there. So here, I need to loosen this one up some more. There we go. Try to get these off to the side as best as I can. The electrical connection there, pull that tab off, that one there, pull all those out. So it's got a red tab, and I pulled that out. That one's being stubborn. That one probably is too, but sometimes you can spray them with WD-40 and it helps get them off. Alright, that one came out. Alright, you don't want to force this, but you can see it popped out, and you can slide it out. I got this bracket, and there's two bolts there, and then underneath there's a couple. Pull that one off. Okay, and then we're gonna get this one out. Okay. Okay, that. And get this bracket off, put that aside. Those two bolts right there, I'm gonna try to remove that vacuum line. We both know that's probably gonna be a nightmare, so I'm gonna see if I can spray some WD-40 on there. Probably. There we go. Just use these special pliers. There we go. That's a long tube there. It's just need an extension. Usually the first time you do something is always going to be the hardest, because you got to find your own way how to do it. And then if it's something that you keep on doing afterwards, well, then you find better ways to do it. This is my first time doing this oil cooler, and I'm just kind of fumbling my way through it. At those two, I'm going to pull those ones out. Not sure if I need those ones for the intake. And then we can pull the intake bolts off and hopefully get it out. I think these ones are more for the fuel. Ooh, gotta be careful of the stool. Oh, you start pushing yourself back. I can see that becoming an accident. Alright, those ones are 8mm, and there's one back in that corner. Let's see if we can what is let's get you out of there. Perfect. I gotta start pulling all the electrical connections. We can leave the fuel rail connected. This part here is going to be a little bit more tricky, of course. Still got a few more electrical connections to pull underneath there, but I'm going to jam some paper towel into the intake runners just to make sure nothing falls in. Not gonna lie, these ones here, trying to get my tool in there to pry it up. There's one fuel injection clip I'm struggling with to get out, so I'm gonna do all the bolts first and see if I can wiggle that fuel manifold out and then get that fuel injector connection off afterwards. Let's see if I can. Okay, there we go. So I got it out enough I can get that last fuel injection connection off and get this manifold out of the way. Okay, there's the oil cooler. I got that ejector connection off, and got 2 electrical connections and a coolant hose. I'm gonna tuck this one up. It's this big red connector. Hopefully it's just gonna spin up. Hopefully you can push that tab down. That there's off. The other electrical connection is probably on the back side where I can't get at it right now, obviously. Go ahead, pinch that hose off. Hopefully don't get too much of a mess. So the coolant housing is held on by 5 inverted Torxes, and they are an E8. Right down there. So spin those loose. Oh, fuck's sakes. Okay. There's one more at the front. Okay. I got it out enough. Yeah, this part sucks, but I'm gonna need to rotate that sensor enough that I can pull that electrical connection off. I don't know if you could see, but I just spun it around enough that I can get down in there and see it. Got her up enough. Gonna need to clean out that gallery. I need to get that hose clamp off the back. Picked up this kit a while ago, so I'm gonna try to find one that's gonna work for me. There we go. There we go. That's the money maker right there. Alright, I got it out. Probably just going to use the MIDI vac to suck everything out of there. Make it easier. It's looking good. Cleaned her out. Gotta clean the surfaces off. Get ready for the new oil cooler to go in. So I just took the sensors out of there, and I am going to replace them because these aftermarket oil coolers, I don't know if I trust them. I just heard of stories where people buy the aluminum oil cooler and they stick it in, and one of the temperature or oil pressure doesn't work. So as a precaution, I'm not gonna play that game either. You know, they seem to look the same. That's new gaskets I'm gonna change out once again, just because I don't trust those ones. All right, fresh battery. The other one was dying on me. Okay, we'll get this one threaded in, and we're gonna put it so that the disconnect will be at the top. Just want to do a resistance test. Okay. Sometimes when you use tape, you can't get a good ground, and that could cause one of your sensors not to work, but I'm looking good. All right. Let's get these in there. Yeah, second thought, I'm putting the old ones back in because they are Slightly different. Slightly different. So now in the gallery, it'll focus, which it probably won't. It's focusing on, there we go. I had to click the button, there we go. I need to clean all those surfaces off before I put the new oil cooler on. Wanna get high? Clean those galleries up as best as I could. Now it's time to fit the new cooler in. Now this is the moment of truth. Gonna fit it up. Looks like everything's notched where it's supposed to be notched, and hopefully it'll go in without any issues. That's on. Perfect. I got the oil cooler in place, and trying to get that neck in was a little bit of a struggle. Double check, make sure the O-ring didn't roll. Just got the bolts kind of snug, and I need to torque them to, I believe it is 106 inch-pounds. And it's torqued down. So it's torqued down. Can move my clamp now. I'll pull all these gaskets out so we can get the new ones in. See if I can weasel that into place without knocking a gasket loose. I'm not sure how I would rate this job yet. This is where our phone comes in handy, because before we tighten anything down, we can look into the holes where we can't reach over, and just to make sure that no gaskets are overlapping. I'm not gonna lie to you, trying to get those fuel injection connectors back in underneath there were a nightmare. I should have actually snugged them up a little bit more, but that's all right. These ones here will be easy at least. Those back ones were kind of a pain to torque down. I don't know. These are all torqued down to 106 inch-pounds. It was something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or something. I'm gonna start off in this corner one. One thing about all these is that they are reusable as long as they don't look flat, dry. Like, these are pretty pliable still, so I probably could have used them over again. We'll put the new ones in. This is where lifted vehicles suck. So I gotta stand on a stepping stool and then lean way over. Let's just get all those in. Just looking everything over. Make sure everything electrical was connected. Everything's torqued down. We can put the upper intake on. All right. I'm gonna try to weasel this upper intake into place. The upper intake manifold is 89 inch-pounds, which is lesser than the other ones. Probably because the bolts are like that long. Just a matter of connecting everything back up now. And hope that there's no issues. So this is going to be the moment of truth. See if this project was a success or failure. Temperature works. Oil pressure seems to be working. It's a good sign. Well, it doesn't look like I'm leaking out of that tube out there, so that's a good sign for right now. Seems to run smooth. In case you're wondering, it does come with an oil filter, but I swapped it out with the AMSOIL filter that I have until I change the oil, which will be, it's at like 50% life. Just gonna let it run, make sure there's no issues. I got a big mess to clean up. Still gonna take it out for a test spin, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna lie, this was not probably a very fun job at all. Very time consuming. You know, standing up on a platform, reaching over far. I'm definitely gonna feel it tomorrow. I know I'm gonna be feeling this. But let's take it for a test spin, and that'll tell us for sure if everything's gonna be good. All right, just got back from driving. Now it is the moment of truth. I look down into the gallery and it is dry. Not seeing any oil leak. No coolant in that gallery. It's looking good. No engine codes on my test drive. This is not really a fun job, especially if you just do it one-off. If you did it a few times, it'd get easier each time, of course, like I said, but I don't think I'd want to do it again in the near future. That's why I'm glad that everything turned out. My Princess Auto 330-pound aluminum step ladder held out. It didn't crumble. A little bit noisy. I think it's beer time. Alright, motherfucking beer time. We got some Fernie Brewing Company. This is Hazy Pale Ale Headwall. Oh, this is a light beer, 4.8%. Got in a variety pack. Let's try this sucker out. That was a fail. Alright, shut her down. Motherfucking beer time. I've been in the garage a few hours. That was not a fun job to do, like I said before. The lower intake is probably going to be your biggest challenge, dealing with that. All the dirt. So many things can go wrong in this situation. As you guys seen, I blew out the intake a few times, cleaned up as much dirt as I can, because in that valley it builds up with so much dirt and gravel and debris. Hindsight, do it again. I'd probably take it to a car wash, or like try to spray inside there or in and around there carefully. Maybe not with a pressure washer, it might damage something, but maybe kind of spray in there to help kind of clean it up and get rid of some of that stuff, as you guys seen. I'm glad that this project is finished. I am done wrenching for a while now. I got something fun coming tomorrow, and it's going to be the base for the next few months of what's going to happen. I've had it. I've turned wrenches for a couple of years. Hardcore in the garage, building this JK, building the TJ. It's time to enjoy the fruits of my labor now. Unless something comes up, all the big projects are done. Anyways, cheers everybody. It's motherfucking beer time. After a long day in the garage, this tastes good. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. I appreciate you guys watching.